Hello there everybody and welcome to a little channel update video. Just wanted to make a little video to talk about where the channel's at, where the channel's going to be, what you can expect to see over the next couple of weeks, and just in general recap the last month to 2 months of content here on the channel to kind of shed some insight as to where we stand in terms of kind of our relationship with YouTube, me to you guys, me to YouTube, things like that. A lot of you have noticed over the past, several weeks to a couple of months, views on the channel are super down, like super down. I do have some numbers for it. Views are down 33%. Impressions, meaning times that YouTube recommends my content, are down 27%. And then our impression click-through rate, which is the number of times people click on a recommended video, is down about 1%. So really what this is saying is that I've fallen out of the YouTube algorithm a little bit. People that see my content, get recommended it, are still clicking it, but YouTube doesn't want to recommend me. That's okay. That's okay. There's reasons why stuff like that happens. As many of you know, we did Olexa back in December, big month-long charity event. Even though we do it every year, and I love the entire month, and we raise a ton of money for charity. This year we raised $5,000 for Extra Life Charity, which was absolutely insane. The month of content on YouTube is actually always one of my worst performing months. And the reason is that we tend to shake up the algorithm, right? We're not doing full series anymore. It's a lot choppier content, kind of single one-off videos. Plus it's coming in a month that is really busy for a lot of people. December is with the holidays and end of the year, people tend to be on trips a lot more, which then lowers YouTube views. People are prepping for the holidays, not as much time to watch. So it kind of, a lot of factors impact views in December, and then I don't really help it ever by doing Olexa. But I'm okay with December. Because we do the charity, because we do all of that, it's something I enjoy doing. And in the end, YouTube's not my full-time job, so I don't really rely on any of the money from YouTube. It's just a hobby for me. So I sometimes think it's important to take time to do something that you're just passionate about and like doing. And in this case, it was doing the December Olexa every year, even though I know it impacts the channel in a negative way. In January, we tried something really new. January is historically always the worst month for content creators. It's just for some reason horrible. Ad rates are always really low, which makes sense because companies will dump a lot of money into ad revenue around the holiday season. And then the new fiscal year starts and everybody, all the companies don't put in advertising money in January. So ad rates for us go down. And I could get the exact numbers, but it's normally like a 50% decrease. It is an alarming number that goes down. So I figured in January we'd just do something weird, which was to drop the main series we've been doing on the channel, things like Isaac, Ravita, and just do weird stuff, right? Cover games that we haven't covered in a long time, things like Nuclear Throne. We did a 10-11 episode Nuclear Throne series. Some of you loved it. I enjoyed it a lot. Some people didn't watch it at all. Makes sense, to be honest. It's not something that, in 2022 is something that someone would do. So for the month of January, I kind of just tanked the channel even more because we did a lot of things that wouldn't necessarily fall into the algorithm in any way. So in February, I tried to do something, extraordinary, right? I was like, let's save the channel. So we started the Ultra Modded Isaac series, which some of you really enjoyed, but we also started to do the Olexa Lookathon, which was 30 days of Olexa looks, more or less. Every day, a new game covering something new. And some of you, again, loved it. But I think I missed something with doing the Lookathon, and it's something that I'm noticing now that I should not have done. Is the fact that you don't necessarily want to see something new every single day. because it's kind of like when you're reading a really important document, right? Like a lease for an apartment or something like that, and you get to like a page and a half in and you see there's like 25 pages left and your eyes just kind of gloss over, right? It's a bit of information overload to have a new game every single day. And I'm realizing after talking to a lot of you that in the end you actually like series. Even though it might not seem like it in terms of YouTube views, you actually enjoy having a series that you can watch a couple episodes of, like a little mini series. So I think I did the Olexa Lookathon wrong. I think I should have covered less games, but do like 2 to 3 episodes of each game. And that way you get kind of a good grasp on what the game is about, some content in it. So over the month of February, there were actually some weird trends that I saw, and I'm going to say this one, and some of you are going to disagree, but I think some of you are also going to agree. I think, believe it or not, we're actually seeing the downfall of Isaac views on YouTube. I don't know how other content creators are doing, but it's kind of no surprise that Isaac is the most popular game on my channel still, over the course of the past 5 years, right? And views for Isaac for me are normally very, very good, regardless of what I do. It's very, very good. And the Ultra Modded series started really strong because I think a lot of people had a nostalgia factor to it. But now as the series has gone on, the views have just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And I think that it's really just Isaac is starting to take a little bit of a tumble. It's an old game, right? Even with Repentance releasing last year, there's people have seen everything now. So there's not really that excitement of there's something coming in the future, right? Everybody knows Repentance is the last update. I think with Afterbirth Plus, it had the lifespan that it did because you had things like Anti-Birth release, then you had the News of Repentance release, then you had, these really massive mods that were completely changing the game, like Revelations, Fiend Folio, and the API for Isaac is just not in a good spot for any of these mods to update and make new exciting things to cover in Isaac, so people are just kind of bored with it and moving on from the game, and in a lot of ways myself included, even though I'm actually really enjoying the Ultra Modded series. So I think all of these factors combined going into March now, I'm a little bit torn on how I want to do March, but I have ideas that I like, and I'm hoping that we can, start to bring the channel back a little bit to a good viewpoint. And I want to, again, acknowledge, I say it's in a bad spot. Our channel is still doing way better than it's almost ever been in the past, 5 years or so. Last year was an anomaly year. We had a lot of really, really good stuff pop in last year, in 2021. Repentance, Luck Be a Landlord. It was all very good. And I'm hoping that we get something again, that pops like those in 2022. The 1.0 release of Revita is coming soon. Coming soon. I don't know when soon is, but we're going to hope to God it's soon. And that's a game that could absolutely pop if you haven't seen Revita. It's kind of Isaac-like, but in a 2D platformer kind of standpoint, roguelike. It's insanely good. Hell, we've been playing it on the channel for 3 months now. But I want to shake things up a little on YouTube in March. I think it's going to be a month of trying new things for me, just in terms of kind of thumbnails, titles, descriptions, trying to do some of that more back-end stuff for YouTube. The content's not going to change. I know a lot of people, I get a lot of people that message me on Twitter, in YouTube comments, Discord, and they're like, you need to edit your videos, catch up with the times, old man. And for a lot of times, I kind of thought that was true, and that I need to, do the short form editing, make a 10-minute video, have everything combined into a nice little packed thing. But you guys don't actually want that on my channel. Those of you that are here long term and you're stuck with me. You don't want that. You want me to ramble on and on for 15 minutes about something random in a video. You want the commentary. You want something Like, this is gonna sound bad, but you want something to fall asleep to, you know, a voice in your head that you can lay down at night, and have talking about random stuff. Long form commentary is what made my channel into a 77,000. I don't know why that word sounded weird. 77,000 subscriber channel. That's what you want to see. I'm not changing my content. My content, you know, you have to have confidence in your content as a creator. I know my content's good. It's just getting the content out there. It sounds cocky, but if I was sitting here going, my content's crap, how the hell am I ever going to feel good about the channel? You have to have confidence. Now, has my content been 100% perfect in the past, 2 months? Absolutely not. There's things that I need to improve on the back end, just, for me when I'm recording. And some of that comes down to stress, and just personal stuff going on in real life, and world events around you that impact your mental. So there's things I got to work on that front. But in the end, here's kind of my plan for March. We're going to try out some new thumbnail title type things. You may have already seen it with a couple of the videos that we've done. Changing up the way thumbnails look, trying to make them a little bit more enticing. Titles that make you click without being clickbaity. I know that clickbait is something that is very frowned upon for people, even though like it works on everyone. I ain't trying to clickbait, but there are ways to kind of entice someone to click on a video without just being outright clickbait, which in my definition of clickbait is that you're doing something false in order to get a click. Sure, you can toe the line sometimes by saying, wow, this is the greatest game of all time, all in caps in the title. And it's like, a clone of Isaac. But I want to try to do a little bit more on that front to make the SEO side of things a little bit better. In terms of series we're going to run for at least a couple of weeks, we're going to alternate every day Isaac Revita. Some days I'll miss a day. That's life, dude. This ain't my full-time job. I can't prioritize YouTube over other things in my life. As much as I would like to at times, it's not possible for me. So Isaac and Revita every other day kind of thing. Flip-flop back and forth. Revita will run right up to the 1.0 release. When we hit the 1.0 release, I'm resetting my save. The 1.0 release of Revita is supposed to multiply the content in the game by like 1.5. Which if you know how much content is in that game already, that's insane. They essentially have the same number of relics as like Isaac Rebirth in the game. Different guns, NPCs. Like I'm 60 hours into the game and I'm not even close to finishing this part of the game in the early access. So there's going to be a lot of content there. I want to reset the save, get onto an equal ground for anybody coming in new for the Revita series, seeing new stuff about it. The game's going to, as soon as a game hits full release, a lot of people flock to it because people don't like early access. So it's going to be more popular for sure when 1.0 releases. I'm going to prep for that and make sure that we're in a good spot to make content on it. Ultra modded Isaac. Nothing's really going to change with it. I'm going to continue to kind of do what I've been doing, alternate, Eden some days. If I'm feeling Eden, I'm going to play Eden. If I'm feeling doing a modded character, I'm going to do a modded character. I don't want to get tied down in a very intricate formula for Isaac. Isaac is one of those games where if I do something that I don't want to do in Isaac for more than like a day, I burn out on it immediately. So I want to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do for Isaac. We're going to still make it good. We're going to still have questions of the day. It's going to be very commentary focused. That's what you want to see from Isaac. In terms of the other series that will run alongside those two, since we kind of do 2 episodes a day kind of thing, 2 videos a day, I'm going to run a full series on Card Survival Tropical Island. This was an Olexa look that we did. It was like the 4th day of Olexa looks, or 5th day, 6th day, somewhere in there. It's a card-based survival game, which you have no idea what that means if you didn't watch the video, but it's basically you have a bunch of cards that are related to surviving on an abandoned island kind of thing. So you got like wood, stones. And then by combining certain things, you unlock more resources, you can go different places. It's really a genuinely brilliant little game, and I enjoyed playing it a lot for the Olexa look. So I think that there's room to do a little mini-series of it. And just see, you know, what we can do with it. I felt that my commentary was good. I felt that it was a good kind of game for the channel. So I want to do that. And we're going to do that for a little bit. I don't know how long it takes. I don't know how big the game is in a lot of ways. So we're going to do that. We're going to continue doing Olexa looks. Might do them a little bit differently, right? We might do like 2 episodes of a game instead. Some of these Steam demos and stuff are short, right? It's like a 15-minute demo. Those will obviously, we're not going to find a way to crank more content into it. But I look at games like, you know, Nova Islands that we just put up on the channel the other day. That's a full-blown demo, right? It's like a full game as a demo. We could have absolutely done more episodes of it. I'm not going to because I want to actually wait for the full release of that game to not, you know, complete a full demo. Then the game releases. I have to complete the full demo basically again in the full release to get to new content. I'd rather just have the 30 minutes that we did and then move on kind of thing. And then the other thing is that we'll still have the Fortnite series. We'll still have Fortnite with Orbital, occasional guests as well. We have some plans to possibly get some more guests in besides Mr. Retromation. But that's one of those series where even if it gets no views, those of you that love it, love it. And it's one of those just series that it's good for my mental health. It's good for Orbital's mental health. It's a time for the two of us to just get together and have some laughs for an hour while we record. So that's kind of my plan. It's not too complex, right? But we're gonna move away from the everyday Olexa looks, kind of shake up stuff a little bit to try to make it a bit more, you know, a bit more focused, a bit more professional, I guess you could say it a little bit in the thumbnails and things like that, and just try to find something that works for March. I appreciate all the support on the channel, both here and over on Twitch. Streams have been popping despite the YouTube being down. So if you want to catch some live content, I go live on Tuesdays at around 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after work for me, and then on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that link is in the description to my Twitch. On YouTube, a lot of people always ask what my schedule is. It's 1 o'clock and 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day is a video. Occasional stream VOD at 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if we post 3 videos. Trying to get the stream VODs up in good time, but it's really, really hard to render all of this stuff. I only have one PC, so I gotta fit in renders where I can. But anyway, that's going to do it for the channel update. I rambled for 18 minutes. I'm very sorry. I did not mean to. I wanted it to be quick, but apparently I had a lot to say. So, yeah. Thanks for the support. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.